Hello, everybody. Yes, I am back. This is Dunkle Dylan here, the God of Chaos. So you already know how this works. Okay, so today we are doing the one shot of what if Deku was in Fallout 4. Now, before you even go into all this, but Dylan, didn't you say you were gonna do what if Deku was in Fallout 4 previously from Fallout 3? No. Well, yes and no. Yes, I will do that, but no, I will not do it now. I'm actually going to try to do, like, AU versions like I did with the Bane What Ifs in this one. This one's going to be called the BOS, I think it was called. Let me refresh my memory. Brotherhood of Steel AU, yes. Now, in this one, I was thinking of using my character who joined the Brotherhood, but I realized how much stats it has. And I'm not even playing as my Brotherhood character. I'm playing as Snake. In case you're wondering who Snake is, Snake, in this AU, was a former gunner who wears synth armor that has the coloration of the gunners. That's what he wears. But in this AU, he actually joined he was a former member of the Railroad. But we're not going to get into Snake. That is more into the other what if when he joins the Institute. That's going to be the Institute AU. We're going to talk about the Brotherhood of Steel one, named Lion. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Dylan, this is a character named after an animal. Well, technically, I couldn't think of another name. Now, in this AU, Izuku in this AU is actually a former member of a Russian legion or brotherhood called the Pack of Blood. I'm gonna say it's a made-up all-out bleak gang. Bethesda. If you actually listen to this AU, you got an idea for a new Fallout 5, which I hope comes out because I'm gonna be honest. Fallout 76, I'm not saying it's terrible, but it's not the worst you came up with. Because let's all be honest here. Some of Bethesda games weren't really that, well, you know, let's all agree. Some of them weren't really that great. Let's all agree on that one. Well, some of the Fallout games that before Bethesda, so let's all agree, they weren't really that great. Some, not all, I'm not saying all of them were bad. And now, if you also want me to do a super mutant what if, I'll think about that one. Because there's not that much origin on the super mutants. However, before we even dare go even further into this, yes, I say further into this. Hello, child. Okay, I'm obviously in the wrong house. My apologies. I missed it. I will go. We need to know more about the Brotherhood. Because for two reasons. Since actually, why we're going into Fallout Brotherhood of Steel lore. So you guys can get the bigger picture. Just in case for people who haven't played Brotherhood. Haven't played, you know, Brotherhood of Steel. Not the game. Shit, making me feel old, you fuckhead. Okay, now this one's by the this is a two-part, so we're not gonna do that. The East or the West. Which one? Okay, so there's two versions: the Outcast and the Brotherhood. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go with let me see. We're gonna go with the complete timeline of the Brotherhood of Steel timeline. It may not. Actually, we're gonna go with the lore by General Steelflex. I think that's what your name is. Okay, at least it's a short one. So enjoy!
The Brotherhood of Steel is a post-war techno-religious paramilitary organization with chapters operating across the ruins of America. The group has its roots in the United States Armed Forces, founded by a United States Army security team stationed at the Mariposa military base before the Great War. While the goals of the Brotherhood vary from chapter to chapter, they share a core mission centered on seizing and regulating pre-war technology throughout the wasteland. Though small, the Brotherhood has been an influential group in the history of the wasteland, first as a survivalist group, then a major research and development house, then finally as an enemy of the New California Republic, fighting a bitter war for control of technology in New California. Having suffered defeats in the West, the Brotherhood would be strengthened on the eastern reaches of the continent under Elder Arthur Maxson.
By the way, I don't own the song.
In 2076, the NBC division of WestTech achieved breakthrough results in the Pan-Immunity Virion project. The United States Defense Department, fearing international espionage, moved a military team under the command of Colonel Robert Spindell and Captain Roger Maxson onto the site to secure and oversee the project, now dubbed the Forced Evolutionary Virus, or FEV, project. On January 7, 2077, all FEV research was moved to the newly constructed Mariposa military base to commence testing of the virus on human subjects. The security team was transferred to the newly constructed base as well to provide protection for the research going on within the facility. They were not informed of the nature of the research. The situation unraveled shortly before October 10, 2077. The soldiers stationed at Mariposa discovered the fact that the scientists under their care were performing experiments with the forced evolutionary virus on military prisoners. The revelation prompted a nervous breakdown in Colonel Spindell, who locked himself in his office. Captain Maxson was the only officer left to handle the deteriorating situation. Soldiers were screaming for blood, and the whole situation was at risk of devolving into a bloodbath.
Damn.
On October 12th, when Maxson had to step in to prevent one of his subordinates from killing a member of the science team, he ordered interrogations of the science team under his authority as acting commander. He hoped to prevent a full mutiny by offering his troops a semblance of justice. The first scientist was brought before Maxson a day later, on October 13th. Chief researcher Robert Anderson explained that human experiments at the facility were sanctioned by the government. He outlined the program to the captain, emphasizing the fact that it was the government that ordered it. When Maxson refused to believe him, the scientist lost his nerve and started screaming about how he was following orders and that he was a military man just like Maxson. The captain shot him in response. He rationalized it as trying to prevent a full-scale mutiny, but even he didn't believe it. The killing of Robert Anderson effectively established Maxson as the leader of the rebellion. His position was further reinforced just 2 days later on October 15th, when he attempted to speak to Colonel Spindell through the door of his office. It soon became clear that the colonel had lost touch with reality, so Maxson and several of his men broke down the door just in time to hear the colonel apologize and shoot himself. Subsequent scientist interrogations invariably ended in executions. Aaron Shellman held out the longest by October 18th, finally convincing the captain that the experiments were really ordered by the government with her detailed account. On October 20th, 2077, Captain Maxson declared his unit in full secession from the United States over the radio, attempting to force the government to respond to the situation at Mariposa. No response came. A day later, he ordered the families of soldiers under his command to take shelter within the facility. On October 23, 2077, the Great War struck. As Maxson was halfway through prying the story from head researcher Leon von Felden, the facility lost contact with the outside world as nuclear weapons started to drop.
Ew.
Spared the nuclear devastation, Mariposa protected the inhabitants from nuclear fallout flooding the wasteland. Fearing that China would soon make up for the oversight, on October 24th, Maxson ordered his soldiers and their families to prepare to vacate the base the next day. On October 25th, Sergeant Plantner volunteered to take atmospheric readings outside the base. Reporting no significant amounts of radiation in the atmosphere, final preparations for the exodus were undertaken. On October 26th, Maxson ordered the remains of the scientists to be buried in the wastes outside the base. A day later, on October 27th, former U.S. servicemen and their families left the base under the lead of Captain Roger Maxson, heading for the Lost Hills government bunker in the south. In November, a few weeks later, the war refugees arrived at the bunker. The people suffered casualties along the way, as while the soldiers were protected by T-51 power armor, their families had no armor to speak of. Marauders that attacked the caravan quickly learned to target the unprotected civilians. Though the attackers paid with 2 lives for every one they took, many were lost, including Roger Maxon's wife, but not his teenage son. Several soldiers broke off during the exodus as well, led by Sergeant Dennis Allen. Ignoring warnings from Captain Maxon and defying the group's will, Allen's faction separated from the convoy in order to excavate the remains of the West Tech research facility using their power armor. They were never heard from again. Around 2151, the Brotherhood sent out knights to seek out Allen's group or its remains. All they found were desolate ruins. The Exodus survivors claimed the Lost Hills bunker as their own. The refugees expanded and adapted it to fit their own needs, becoming a bastion of technology in a world that had lost centuries of technological development overnight. Maxon also needed to find others elsewhere in the US to gain badly needed answers. Using surviving satellite connections, he reached out across the continent, broadcasting a request for contact. By chance, Maxon found an old friend in Appalachia, Lieutenant Elizabeth Taggarty of the U.S. Army Rangers. Although initially hesitant to trust him due to his public declaration of secession before the war, she gambled and left the channel open. As Maxon revealed the depth of atrocities perpetrated by the United States government, Taggarty's faith in the system was shaken, then dismantled. Following the winter spent at Camp Venture, she joined Maxon's banner. Witnessing how people around him slowly succumbed to depression, Captain Maxon formulated a new ideology for the survivors. It took him years to create it, replacing the tarnished stars and stripes with new symbols, new ranks, and new ideas to replace the ones scorched in nuclear fire. They would provide meaning for people before they became lost in the depths of despair after losing their friends, family, their entire world. Although some under his command, particularly Lieutenant Taggarty, were skeptical of his plans, Maxon believed that the way forward lay in new traditions and a new mythology, free of the burden of the past. He also believed that it would prevent any surviving politicians from exercising their authority over former American soldiers, especially those with an agenda that involved burning Americans on the funeral pyre of the regime. By June 20th, 2082, all members under his command switched over to using Brotherhood ranks and practices. The Brotherhood kept growing in New California, welcoming into its ranks a National Guard unit that was formerly stationed near Mariposa, acquired several bunkers, and sent expeditions as far as the Mojave Wasteland, gathering intelligence and new recruits. As the Brotherhood in New California developed, so did its sister organization in Appalachia, under Paladin Lizzie Taggarty. Although she showed a bias towards candidates with a military background while building up the ranks, she eventually understood Roger Maxon's vision and continued to expand and develop the organization using Camp Venture as a training outpost. Despite initial resistance to the new rank system by the rest in her outfit, the new ideas offered by Maxon eventually took root and were accepted. Although the Brotherhood's insistence on acquiring munitions for their fighting against mutants has led to ruffled feathers, especially with the responders prior to the Charleston flood in December 2082, they eventually found a common tongue, standing together during the Battle of Huntersville in May 2086. Although the Brotherhood sustained losses, it prevailed. This coincided with the announcement of a new mandate by Roger Maxon, the preservation of technology, to gather, record, and save the collective knowledge of mankind for future generations, to act as a catalyst for the rebirth of civilization in time. Some responded to this new policy with enthusiasm, others with grudging acceptance, and yet others, like Sergeant Hank Madigan, left the Brotherhood to join the responders. The new mission quickly took a back seat, however, as the Brotherhood encountered the Scorched Beasts and the Scorched in the Cranberry Bog. Conferring with Maxon's ace researcher, scribe Haley Takano, the Brotherhood in Appalachia quickly calculated that the Scorched Beast represented a potential extinction event for humanity. Lost Hills supplied a number of designs and weapon schematics to help stem the tide, including a sonic generator and an automated research program. But by the 2090s, the failing infrastructure of the old world rapidly rendered communication impossible. Before being cut off, Maxon ordered Taggarty to hold the tide and prescribed the use of nuclear weapons. Eventually, the communications failed entirely, separating Lost Hills from Appalachia. The chapter in Appalachia fought on, trying to destroy the Scorched Beasts through attrition, but by 2093 their numbers dwindled to the point where they were forced to close down Camp Venture, their first base, and focused their remaining forces at Fort Defiance and Thunder Mountain Power Plant. Declining support from the responders and the constant fighting just to stem the tide of the Scorched and their masters took their toll, preventing the Brotherhood from completing the automated research program at Vault-Tec University, supplied to them by Takano. Eventually, the Brotherhood launched Operation Touchdown. This last-ditch effort was launched in January 2095 and briefly stemmed the tide at the cost of the entire strike force, which included Knight Moreno and Paladin Taggerty. Ultimately, the Brotherhood in Appalachia was wiped out in their last stand at Fort Defiance and Thunder Mountain on August 18th to 19th, 2095, marking the end of the Brotherhood in Appalachia. In 2135, Roger Maxson died of cancer. Already a legendary figure to the Brotherhood, he was essentially deified as the founder and deliverer. His son, Maxson II, replaced him as the High Elder, while his grandson, John Maxson, joined the Paladin caste, showing great promise. Around 2141, the Brotherhood ceased admitting new members from the outside, relying solely on their natural growth for increasing their numbers. The Brotherhood was a major power in the region at this point, firmly exercising their control on the land surrounding their bunker and forming trade relations with the neighboring towns, especially the hub. However, the focus on hard sciences gave in to the detriment of humanities, history in particular. This decline in soft sciences eventually led to some initiates of the youngest generation having no idea who Roger Maxson was. In 2150, they clashed with the newly reformed Vipers. The battles intensified in subsequent years, culminating in the death of High Elder Maxson II in 2155. John Maxson's father expected the raiders to break formation and flee when faced with Brotherhood warriors clad in powdered armor, but did not account for their religious ferocity. A poisoned arrow nicked him when his helmet was off, and he died within hours. John Maxson was promoted to the Elder Council, while Rhombus was tasked with conducting a campaign of extermination against the Vipers. The Paladins tracked down and wiped out almost all of their members within the span of a month. A handful of Vipers were able to flee north and east into the mountain range. While small groups continued to exist and raid in New California, they never regained their full power. Both Rhombus and John Maxson would eventually ascend to leadership roles, with John Maxson becoming the High Elder in 2159 and promoting Rhombus to the role of Head Paladin. During the campaign, the Brotherhood sent a few scouts and emissaries to the hub to track down Viper members, and from these beginnings, the hub and the Brotherhood began full trade relations. Caravans had delivered to the Brotherhood before, but not long after the destruction of the Vipers, caravan trains ran directly from the hub to the Brotherhood on a regular basis. While the situation remained peaceful and prosperous, issues would develop between the hub and the Brotherhood from time to time. In the late 2150s, the water merchants of the hub attempted to barter a large quantity of water for a weapons stockpile. Although the Brotherhood turned down the offer, the merchants attempted to take the weapons regardless. The thieves were caught, but the Brotherhood elders voted down a retaliatory expedition. In 2161, the Brotherhood discovered the presence of a new enemy. In October, a group of knights on a patrol in the Badlands discovered a dead supermutant. After examining the creature, Master Scribe Vree determined that it was sterile, but also noted that there must have been a central location that created these mutants. The Elder Council, fearing a potential invasion, enacted several security decrees, including a moratorium on training new recruits until the threat passed. The Elders also sent out several scouts north and east into the Badlands. Only one returned from the east, reporting an encounter with 20 supermutants, and none at all returned from the north. The Council could not reach an agreement on how to act. Even as hub merchant caravans started disappearing in the northern wastes, the elders refused to act until they were fully certain that there was an army massing in the northern mountains. The impasse was broken by the arrival of the Vault Dweller. Having rescued a Brotherhood initiate from bandits in the hub, the Dweller visited the Brotherhood and accepted a mission to the Glow to recover a disc belonging to Sergeant Dennis Allen to learn the fate of the Splinter faction from the Mariposa Rebellion. The Dweller surprised everyone by surviving and returning with the artifact. He became the first outsider to join the Brotherhood in nearly 20 years. The Brotherhood shared what knowledge they had and some of their advanced technology with the Dweller, allowing him to seek out the Master and destroy him in the Boneyard. Following the death of the supermutant leader, the Brotherhood further aided the Vault Dweller's quest, sending a team of crack assault paladins to storm Mariposa. Following the destruction of the Unity, the Brotherhood aided other human settlements to drive the mutants away with minimal loss of life on both sides of the conflict. The Brotherhood remained out of the power structure for a time, becoming a major research and development house by reintroducing advanced technology into New California at a slow pace. The wise guidance of Rhombus arguably brought the Brotherhood to the zenith of its power. The Brotherhood had good relations with the developing New California Republic, to the point that one of the states of the Federation was named after the founder of the Brotherhood, Maxon. However, Lost Hills was never incorporated into the NCR. Over the years, the Brotherhood grew confident in its status as the sole source of advanced technology left to mankind, and allowed its prominence and influence to wane, growing stagnant. This stagnancy made them unable to deal with the technologically superior Enclave when the Brotherhood learned of their existence circa 2240. In order to learn more about them, the Brotherhood reactivated a network of outposts in Northern California to observe Enclave activity. Thanks to their low profile, they achieved practical anonymity, even in the populous San Francisco. Once the Enclave was destroyed by the Chosen One, the Brotherhood was without a foe to face. In an effort to end the stagnation, the Brotherhood expanded eastward, most notably with the formation of the Mojave chapter under Elder Elijah, and sent out expeditions to recover technology, going as far as the Capital Wasteland in 2255, with the expedition under Senior Paladin Owen Lyons. The rampant expansionism of the NCR would eventually lead to a collision course with the Brotherhood. As the NCR's power grew, the Brotherhood adopted a policy of reclaiming technology from people outside the Order, energy weapons most of all. The disagreements over the way technology should be handled eventually resulted in a full-out war with the New California Republic. The Brotherhood was eventually forced into a retreat. At least 6 Brotherhood bunkers were lost to the Republic, 4 of them destroyed by the Brotherhood themselves in a last-ditch attempt to deny them to the enemy. The most well-known confrontation occurred during the NCRA's Operation Sunburst in 2276. Under Elder Elijah's leadership, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel was operating out of the solar power plant of Helios 1 when the NCR launched an attack. The NCR's numerical superiority over the Brotherhood, coupled with Elder Elijah's immense reluctance to leave Helios, allowed the NCR to overwhelm the defenders, leading to the loss of over half the chapter. The Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood was considered effectively neutralized. The Mojave chapter went under lockdown following their defeat at Helios 1 and the retreat to Hidden Valley. Despite their crushing victory over the Brotherhood, the war would serve to cost the NCR dearly. Apart from losses in manpower and material, the greatest victim of the war was the Republic's economy. The Republic's gold reserves were completely destroyed by Brotherhood raids. New gold coins could not be minted, and paper money could not be properly backed with gold. NCR citizens panicked and rushed to reclaim the listed face value of currency from NCR's remaining gold reserves. Since the NCR was unable to realize these withdrawals, particularly towards the frontier, faith in their currency considerably dropped. To protect against actual economic collapse, the NCR government abandoned the gold standard and established fiat currency. Since then, many Wastelanders lost faith in it as a medium of worth, both as a result of it not being backed by anything but the government's word and the inevitable inflation. In response to the loss of faith, merchant consortiums of the hub established their own currency, the veritable bottle cap, backing it with a standardized measure of water. The Brotherhood's presence in the east suffered a further setback when Elder Lyons, head of the Capital Wasteland Division, refused a direct order from the Lost Hills Elder Council, confirming their suspicions that he had gone rogue and was no longer pursuing the original mission. In response, the Brotherhood completely shut off communications to Lyons' division and denied them any reinforcements. Alone, Lyons' organization attempted to implement a charitable program of aiding the Wasteland, but their insistence on charity, rather than an equitable exchange, led to their steady decline and loss of territory. While the tide seemed to turn during the Battle of Project Purity with the remnants of the Enclave, thanks to the influx of new technology and resources, the organization was effectively crumbling. The key blow to the organization came with the death of Owen Lyons circa 2278 and the loss of now Elder Sarah Lyons later that same year. With the seat of power emptied, the remaining Brotherhood members elected multiple ineffectual leaders, while the adolescent Squire Arthur Maxon matured into a capable warrior and tactician, eventually securing a victory over Shepard, the new war boss of the Capital Wasteland Supermutants, in 2282. This feat earned him a provisional leadership position. In fact, this position was bestowed by West Coast elders who revealed that they still monitored their errant brethren. Maxon's position solidified in 2283 when he negotiated a treaty with the Brotherhood outcasts, bringing them back into the fold and reforming the entire organization, abandoning Lyons' doctrine. Lion's Brotherhood became a distant memory as Maxon restored the original mission of the Brotherhood of Steel. While some members found this distasteful and left, the overwhelming majority remained, proud to serve a refocused Brotherhood. Maxon became leader of the Brotherhood's eastern branch, effectively leading to its rebirth.
Okay, that was part 1. Yeah, part 1. That was all in fucking part 1. I'm not joking. Holy fuck. That was 22 minutes and 20 minutes and 20 20 minutes and 30 seconds. The other one is 18 and 7 seconds. I'm going to play it. That's better.
Hey guys, you should check.
This is not sponsored by anything. Get out of mine. There you go. Okay. You already know I don't own a song. You know I have shitty taste. Oh, actually, I'm lying.
The Brotherhood is a military order with a strictly enforced hierarchy and chain of command. At the foundation of the hierarchy lies the chain that binds doctrine. It mandates obedience to one's superiors and forbids circumventing ranks when giving orders. Superiors may only give orders to their direct subordinates, but not their subordinate subordinates. Although intended to ensure the cohesion of command, the doctrine has been generally interpreted as a simple mandate of obedience within the order, with the order flow requirements ignored, abandoned, or altered in practice. However, it does provide a technicality that can be invoked to relieve members of their rank, up to and including elders. Roger Maxon's goals in inventing a new tradition and mythology for the Brotherhood were twofold. First, they would ensure that members of the Brotherhood would be stripped of their ties to the pre-war military and government, ensuring that any surviving general or politician would not be able to invoke their oaths and use them to unleash nuclear devastation on the world again, as was the case with Secretary of Agriculture Thomas Eckhart in Appalachia. Second, it would give the survivors an idea to believe in, something they could dedicate themselves to, and find meaning in their lives after the nuclear war. The inspiration came from the fall of the Western Roman Empire, when knights and scribes kept the fire of civilization going after the empire imploded.
Property and trade.
As a military order, the Brotherhood utilizes scrip for internal trades. Necessary operations, supplies, and other amenities are provided free of charge to working members of the Brotherhood at Lost Hills, though in case of new initiates coming from the outside, they must serve for 10 years before the Brotherhood will provide its most advanced services without charge. Every member receives an allotment of rations to maintain their health, and they may be traded between members. All equipment beyond personal items is issued by the Brotherhood, and issued items, especially weapons, are carefully tracked by serial number. Outside of Lost Hills, though, the rules may change from chapter to chapter. For example, the Mojave chapter will not sell any equipment to any outsider unless the Elder gives permission. Under Elder Lion's rule, the Brotherhood was known to trade with outsiders, but as of 2277 there were many incidents that dissuaded the Brotherhood from such activities. As of 2287, the Eastern Division has resumed trade relations in the Capital Wasteland and established new ones in the Commonwealth. While standard issue gear and weapons are available for free to members, more specialized weapons and equipment must be purchased from the quartermasters. The Brotherhood has several distinct classes that define a member's standing in the Brotherhood's social structure, with a strict hierarchy distinguishing each member's position. The Brotherhood is egalitarian in nature, with male and female members both being able to rise up to any rank. At the Brotherhood's foundation, however, the women of the Brotherhood were also called brothers instead of sisters, which would not carry over to the East Coast chapter. The original hierarchy was implemented by the Lost Hills chapter and was followed by several other Western chapters. Members of the West Coast Brotherhood are primarily descendants of soldiers and scientists that broke away from the United States during the Mariposa Rebellion, apart from a small number of outsiders in their ranks. This means that the Western Brotherhood is very small compared to other organizations in the region, such as the New California Republic. While not an official policy, some members believe that in order for the Brotherhood to survive, all fertile members of the order are obligated to procreate. As a result, these persons display a lack of tolerance for same-sex relationships. Those born in the Brotherhood that want to be neither scribes, knights, nor paladins are free to leave. The Brotherhood does not believe in forcing anyone to serve them against their will. The castes are as follows. Initiates are the youngest and or least experienced members of the Brotherhood, those whose sole purpose is training and learning to become a valued member of either the Knights or the Scribes. Scribes are scientists responsible for researching and reverse engineering recovered technologies, maintaining the Brotherhood's scientific knowledge, and even experimenting with new ones, though the Brotherhood's focus on preservation means this is rather rare. There are 3 scribe orders within the Brotherhood, focusing on different types of technology: the Order of the Sword, the Shield, and the Quill. In Eastern chapters, scribes have taken over the duties of knights, becoming responsible for research and engineering activities of the Brotherhood as well. Knights are the craftsmen and foot soldiers of the Brotherhood. They maintain the Brotherhood's stockpile of technology, repairing and providing technical services where they're needed, as well as producing new weapons to replenish stocks and provide trading goods. Knights also perform patrols, scouting assignments, and support the paladins in offensive operations. Those that focus on combat training may be eligible to become paladins, the protectors of the Brotherhood. Eastern chapters have offloaded engineering duties to scribes, focusing knights on logistics and combat operations, reflecting their proactive focus. Paladins are the primary combat force of the Brotherhood, in charge of all security and outside activities. Equipped with the best military technology the Brotherhood has to offer, they're some of the most fearsome foes in the Wasteland. The ranks of the Paladins are reinforced by promoting exceptional knights, and it's generally impossible to become a paladin any other way. Notably, while power armor was reserved for paladin use in the first century of the Brotherhood's existence, the restrictions were relaxed over the decades, allowing knights, and in extreme conditions even initiates, to use power armor, usually older models such as the T-45. Elders are the highest-ranking members of the Brotherhood, its leaders and decision-makers, determining everything from meals to the course of campaigns. Typically, only paladins are eligible to become elders, but exceptions can be made for extraordinary members of other branches. Regardless of their branch of service, elders are elected into the council by other council members, with the High Elder chosen by the council, though the candidate can turn down the offer. Out of the first 4 High Elders, 3 belong to the Maxon lineage, but there's no requirement for the council to propose the position to a member of the bloodline. Elders may be dismissed for violating the Brotherhood's charter or laws, such as destroying technological devices without due cause, violating the chain that binds, or murdering a fellow member. Due to the requirement for elders to set an example, elders may also be stripped of their position if allowing them to retain it would compromise the integrity of a given chapter. The Eastern Division implemented a heavily modified hierarchy derived from Lion's Brotherhood of Steel altered ranking system, adapting it to the challenges of the Wasteland. Squires are children who are too young to train as initiates, but are allowed to serve the various needs of full-fledged members of the Brotherhood. In exchange, they're taught basic concepts such as military structure, combat readiness, and loyalty that'll help them when they're old enough to become initiates.
Okay, this is the East.
Squires sometimes accompany exemplary knights on missions at the behest of Lancer Captain Kells to experience combat firsthand, but only as an observer.
Okay, we're dealing with the East Coast. I think the Commonwealth is East? I said I think, I don't know.
Initiates are Brotherhood-born members and sponsored outsiders who are training to become knights, scribes, or lancers. Aspirant is a rank used to denote someone training under a superior officer, such as a paladin or knight commander, in order to be promoted to a full-fledged knight. They're a step above initiates. Lancers are the backbone of the Brotherhood's newly formed Air Force. Without them, the Brotherhood would be unable to operate their vast fleets of vertibirds. Knights are fully fledged members who have served time in the Brotherhood. They're professional soldiers and the main backbone of the Brotherhood's ground forces. Paladins are the Brotherhood's elite, seasoned veterans that are often high-ranking field commanders or used in elite strike teams. Scribes are the brains to the Brotherhood's brawn. They're responsible for the development and research of all Brotherhood technology, as well as the maintenance of advanced systems, weapons, and armor, and any other technical requirements. Sentinel is a rare rank, only given to the Brotherhood's best and most distinguished soldiers. The last known Sentinel was Sarah Lyons, daughter of Elder Owen Lyons. She was the highest-ranking field commander under Elder Lyons and commanded the Lyons Pride, a single squad of the chapter's best soldiers.
Holy
It's
fuck!
unknown if the Pride still operates.
Hold up! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. God damn, East!
Daughter of Elder Owen Lyons. She was the highest-ranking field commander under Elder Lyons and commanded the Lions Pride, a single squad of the chapter's best soldiers.
Okay.
It's unknown if the Pride still operates as of 2287.
Okay, I knew there wasn't that many.
The beliefs of the Brotherhood were shaped by the experiences of Roger Maxson at Mariposa Military Base and in the aftermath of the Great War. At first, the Brotherhood focused on aiding survivors to the best of its ability, acting as an armed fighting force rather than the military order it would become. The change came with the realization that the collective knowledge of humanity was in danger of being lost for generations to come. To keep the secrets of the past alive, Maxson decided to dedicate the Brotherhood to the preservation of technology and human knowledge, collecting it in order that the Brotherhood might become the catalyst for humanity's rebirth. As the guardians of civilization, the Brotherhood would focus on the big picture, with direct aid considered a secondary concern. While scribes were originally considered second-rate members, tools to protect knights and maintain the Brotherhood's bases, this change in priorities placed them on equal footing with soldiers of the Brotherhood, tasked with preserving and developing technologies recovered from the field by knights. Notably, Maxson's ultimate intention was to establish the Brotherhood as an organization that works closely with people outside of the Brotherhood, as guardians of civilization, not its gatekeepers. His idea of an open Brotherhood put him at odds with isolationist members of the Brotherhood, including his own son and Paladin Elizabeth Taggarty, head of the Appalachian chapter. Although nobody confronted him openly on the issue out of respect for his role as founder, Roger Maxson was in the minority.
Jesus.
In 2135, Roger Maxson died of cancer. Although referred to as the founder and deliverer, the Brotherhood changed under his son, Maxson II. The most...
Okay, we already... that's enough. Like, damn. So yeah, you already know, we heard all that. Yeah. Talk about a, colorful chapter. Jesus Christ. So yeah. In this one, I am going to pull the usual. I'm going to pull the, raised by the Brotherhood thing. Well, actually, no, not raised. I am going to say he was actually members of a local trapper in Far Harbor. In this AU, Izuku was a member of Far Harbor. And he was a member of the Trappers. As a matter of fact, he was actually raised by Old Longbow, I think? I don't remember his name. Longboat? I think it was Longboat. Well, I gotta re-look at that guy. It's been a while. Actually, it's not really been a while, but still. Well, get rid of the PS2 thing. Let's see. Okay, give me a minute. Longfellow. Okay. Old Longfellow. That was his name. Okay. Old Longfellow. That's who Izuku was pretty much trained because he had to deal with the monsters. Izuku was a kid when he trained him, but Izuku is not the sole survivor. In this one, he's actually a member. Yeah, shut up.
The whole world is broken. That's what I use. We call ours, but we're growing fast. That right? Whatever. I'm looking for Imogene Cabot. Oh, I just need to make sure she's okay. You've got my word. Not that it's any... She's not... I'm a friend of the family. Maybe I can...
Oh, yeah. You can be real convincing.
Look, truth is, we had a little, disagreement about her joining, so I locked her in there until I could figure out what to do with her. If you're willing to take her off my hands, let me unlock her. I've got a warrant. What the? You scared her?
Yep. Violence. Mercy is not the thing I know in this game. Ha! Ha! Oh, my bad. Anyway, yeah, he was raised in Far Harbor, or mostly, and he knew what they were going through. He knew what they did, and he knew what he was living through. So he might as well think in his head, hell, might as well live what he lived. So he did. But he knew that Far Harbor was getting too big for him, and unfortunately, Longfellow passed away. Mostly due to age, I'm going to say. I'm not going to say he died from, like, the radiation and all that, because that'd just be too easy for a guy like him. And if you have Longfellow as a companion, then you know the guy is a freaking king, what's the word that people would say? A freaking badass. Guy's stubborn as a mule. Well, and he's even more stubborn because he's a tough fighter. So we all know what he is. Now, Izuku's weapons of choice. His melee weapon of choice is mostly a sledgehammer. Now, it's actually maxed out. Now, his weapon, which it will do, does increase amount of damage as the night grows longer and less damage when during the day. It's not really the best weapon, but meh. His second choice is his gun called Fear, which is a double-barrel shotgun. Does 10 points of cryo damage, and before you ask, no, this is not modded. I actually found this gun by pure fucking coincidence. That's why I was playing as Snake. The reason I'm not adding my other characters' guns because they're fucking OP. And half of them are explosives in that one, so yeah. And will freeze at targets with on critical hits. He has another gun unnamed Flame, which is a plasma rifle. I think that's what it's called. It's one of those guns you can easily charge up and it shoots a beam. I don't remember what it's called. And it has unlimited ammo. Headstrong is his main weapon, which is a short stack rifle. It has a short handle and it has a knife in the middle of the gun. And mostly for reasons, you could say. His armor of choice is mostly combat. Not heavy and not light, mostly medium. But he mostly would wear oh, what the fuck am I saying? He doesn't wear that until he gets to the Brotherhood. Mostly he would wear trapper armor. And he would venture out. Now, he does have a rifle, and it's Longboat's rifle, and he has a scoop on it, which allows him to shoot from a distance. So you can imagine how that poor bastard's doing. And you can imagine how brutal it is. Now, give me a minute while I get to my other character, aka Lion, mostly because that weapon is pretty much a pain in the ass. You're probably thinking in your head, oh, Dylan, you're being dramatic. No, I'm being cautious. If you played this game, then you know why. Right. And if you ever done the fucking Far Harbor DLC, then you know why I'm being cautious. Especially if you did the puzzle. Oh my fucking god. The puzzle. That thing was a bitch. And before you guys even ask, do I think my character in Fallout 4 is a synth? Well, he can survive almost the impossible. I mean, my character literally got shot by a fat man, and the only thing that was crippled was his leg. So, to answer your question, yes, I think my character's a synth. Unless he's a fucking Saiyan that I don't know about.
See that explosion? The old CIT.
I don't care. But anywho, yes, Far Harbor. Let's go. Now, you probably never... If you guys haven't done the Far Harbor DLC, because A, you're probably cowards, or B, you couldn't get it, or C, you just didn't want to deal with it, Far Harbor is a literal... Well, it's a fishing district. That's the best thing to say. It's a literal fishing district. Right. It's actually just a little island. So, Izuku managed to get an amount of scars on that place. Mostly because he was protected by the fog. I mean, mostly because he lived in that old cabin, but here's the thing. He was also protected by the fog. You're probably thinking in your head, how is he protected by the fog? Well, his body was literally raised by Longfellow, so you can imagine how that go. As a matter of fact, he mostly has a number of scars from monstrous animals like night crawlers, which we all, if you face those bastards, it's whoo-wee, they are not easy to pin down. They even make a Deathclaw look like a joke. Okay, and everyone feared the Deathclaw. Well, until I met the Mirelurk. Fucking hell. Oh, well, not the Mirelurk, but the Mirelurk King and Queen. I mean, fuck. Fuck, that's one way to make someone piss their pants.
Eat it. The big shop's got it.
Now.
I still don't trust those children around.
Yeah, I know you don't trust them, but truthfully...
Stranger. I mean, odds, ends, junk, or knickknacks. You've come to the right place.
Oh, good.
Let's deal. Happily.
Alright. Take those. Take those. Take those. Take those. Take those. Take those. Sorry, I'm taking some ammo. Take those and take those. And that's it. Thank you. Anywho, like I said, that's what he mostly used is hunts. However, that doesn't mean people didn't know who he was. A lot of Brotherhood of Steel have actually heard of Izuku, but they never had the audacity to go near him, mostly because he had a, shall I say, reputation to being hostile, especially the people he does not know or recognize their smell. That's when he actually met Paladin Dance, because he was dealing with Feral Ghoul. So pretty much, and in case you're wondering who the guide joined, aka the OC, I'm gonna.
Heard about those.
Yes, that's a bit boy. And as for your question, yes. Now Izuku, like I said, he also has a. So this one he comes across as Paladin Dance, who was actually a member of. As a team who literally was sent to the Commonwealth to see what he can do.
Might be not all mainlanders are bad.
Alan.
Not many people on this island get it. I think you do.
Oh, come on.
Maybe I'll give the captain's dance a try too.
Seriously? I'm here to buy your
I'll
guns.
buy it. Tech this one's piece.
Oh, boy. Well, it looks like I'm not getting any ammo.
Knocking back. Big shop.
Oh, well. Well, anyway, like I said, Izuku wears full-on Paladin. And right now, he's not wearing Paladin armor, but you get where I'm going. He's wearing armor, and he's wearing it pretty damn well for a big guy like him. Izuku's actually pretty tall for his age, and as a matter of fact, he's actually pretty dangerous too. Like, even Paladin Dance had to admit it was a little bit difficult to convince him because he was very hostile to everyone else. And he knows it because he nearly got killed by him twice. So now we get to Izuku, who's now pointing a gun at Paladin Dance. Whoa, soldier. It's okay, I'm not here to hurt you. Paladin Dance immediately sees the emotionless in his eyes. And it's not the emotionless eyes you want to piss off. Here's the best way to explain it. He's not emotionless, but he can tell this guy is not going to be hesitant to pull the trigger. If you get what I mean. This one of them says, "Sir, isn't this Izuku, the hunter?" "Yes, the one that's been in Far Harbor." "We appreciate the help, civilian. But what brings you here?" "I see." Izuku just shrugs and said, "Got bored. Or there was not much to hunt, and your stupid sound weapons were scaring away all the prey. So I decided to silence it. Next time, use silencers. We'll keep that in mind, civilian." Yeah, but we weren't really in the mood to keep silent. "You should. But if you don't want super mutants damaging your little nails." Paladin Dance can actually see why he's being a total ass.
Don't tell me. Jack sent you.
"Yes, Jack sent me. Let's go."
My job is to bring you home. Go.
I don't take orders from the hired help.
Fine.
You could be a little more grateful to the...
Oh, Thomas would have let me go eventually. But I was getting tired. I was bored. He actually thought it could force me.
Enough. Your boyfriend's dead.
Tom, besides, don't worry. I'll find my own way home. I'm not quite ready to face Mother. And thank you. I really do appreciate you coming to find me. Even though I didn't actually need rescuing.
Why am I doing this quest? Why am I helping Imaging Cabot again? Sorry about that. I'm gonna pause this. Anyway, yeah, I'm going back as my snake, so you know what he looks like. Now, Izuku has like a lot of scars on his face, so he's not... He always wears that bandana and a mask. Well, not a bandana and a mask. It's that bandana hood mane that you can get at Far Harbor. Or mostly it's one of those trapper's armor. He's wearing that. Now, he does not have a companion because he's a wanderer. He hasn't met Dogmeat, he hasn't met Hancock, none of them. So pretty much, when he meets them, this is when pretty much he explains the situation. So you need help with that. That's why you're making noise. Yes, that's why we're making noise. We need to find a way to get there. I'm helping you then. Why? So you can stop shooting and scaring away the prey. Hey, why do you care about the prey? The prey? Oh, for the love of... I keep forgetting that you're sheep, not wolves. Those prey in Far Harbor are monsters. Deathclaws, Gulper. There's that type of shit. And the noise you're making is scaring them all away. Or driving them to you. I've been trying to collect a Farragold head for my collection for weeks now, and your damn guns, your annoying damn guns keep bringing them here. So I got tired of actually hearing your pathetic excuse you call toys. Hey, mind it. We don't make fun of you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was talking to an adult. I thought I was talking to a bitch. Paladin Dance is not even mad that he's being the jerk. This is when the other Paladin says, hey, mind your tone. Or what, bleeder? You're literally on the ground bleeding. Stay down like the dog that you are. This is when the guy's thinking, it just says, asshole. Oh, femme bitch. Enough, both of you. We appreciate the help. And if you wish to continue helping us, you might consider showing a little bit of respect. That's all I'm asking. You don't have to like us. But the Brotherhood's been trying to contact you for years now. I've noticed. Not many of you are taking no for an answer, are you? We're desperate. Okay? You managed to know more about Far Harbor. Far Harbor is for wolves, not sheep. You wouldn't last 5 minutes without your power armor. Besides, you're soft blood. But why should I help you? It's for the good of the Commonwealth and for the country. You know, if I haven't heard that speech 1,000 times from other Brotherhoods, I would have just laughed at you. Who think of it as such a dumbass idea. How about this? If I join your stupid Brotherhood of pussies, will you shut up and let me hunt alone? Yes, I would. Fine. But on one condition. I'm not wearing your tin can and pussy armor. It could save... Izuku gives him a look. Alright. No power armor. Got it. And I respect... And we will respect that authority. Correct, men? We got a choice, really. Of course you don't. I'm the best damn hunter you got. Now, what are we dealing with? Let's go. Oh, then. This is when they start going. When they manage to get to the location, I guess you could say it, they manage to actually look around and see that it's a lot different than the others. Oh, shut up, female raider. Like I give a shit about your emotions. So with Izuku, who managed to get away from that annoyance, and went with him to the location where you can act that one location where you can get the junk jet. And don't ask what that gun is. I think we all know in Fallout, we know what that is. So pretty much we get there, they get there, and they pretty much clear the place. But this one Izuku just sees a lot of robots. You city people ride way too much on those tin cans. It's back in the day. You were not sheep, you were guinea pigs. What's a guinea pig? It's a little snack. Good eating. And hard to skin though. Freaking furry as hell. This is when Izuku just grab something. What is that? Nothing big, it's just Mirelurk meat. This is when he takes a bite. And he takes off his mask, and Paladin Dan sees the scars all over his face. What are you looking at? Nothing, it's just that the scars caught my attention. Does that turn you on or something? What's that supposed to mean? Mostly, when scars get attracted, when males get attracted by scars, it's a symbol that they're into men. You gay or something? Don't know. Are you? I prefer dicks over chicks. What about it? Paladin Dance is surprised that he said that, but this is when he shakes it off and he says, let's go. I couldn't agree more. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get driven to his sanity. When they get there, Aaron and the man went inside. They see this one. They just see the new, well, everything. So this is what you guys relied on weapons like this. Way too much. Well, back in the day, we couldn't be picky on what we did. Especially on this. Yes. So, technically, it wasn't that bad. Not that bad. Seriously? It's a fucking annoyance. Let's just go. So you're not concerned of what we're dealing with? This is Institute Synth's work, isn't it? Wait, how did you... No ammo cases spent, and no annoyance, and also, let's not forget, and there is literally no drop of blood. And I don't smell anything either. So, there's your answer. And Dance is thinking, wow, this guy is impressive. Like, I actually was not unexpecting that. Like, I actually... He wasn't expecting that. Whatever. Can we go now? Got it. Sure, let's go. Alright, let's go. This is when he starts walking. When they manage to get there, when they get there. Huh. So this is the creatures we're dealing with? Let's get this over with. And this is when he starts walking. This is when he sees more monsters. Whoa. I mean... When one of the institute says, is anyone... One... That better be all of them. When they managed to locate more and took care of the synths. Alright. I really hate when you two are in town. Anyway. Are we just going to admit, are we going to continue, or are you going to show me where this Brotherhood is? Because I'm getting real tired of waiting. Got it. Let's go. Alright. Alright, let's go. Alright. With Izuku. This is when he comes across lots more not so surprising things. The more monsters he came across, the more he's just getting annoyed. But this is when he finally meets the Pridwin. The fuck? What is it? This is the Pridwin? And what did you expect? I was expecting a boat. This one, Paladin Dances gives him a look like a boat? He looks at Izuku. What? It's just a balloon. Let's just go up. When they finally managed to get him in, well, what's with that growl? This place is stupid. What is with this shit? Good. Look, you may not like it, but it's the best place for the Brotherhood. Besides, like I said, you know the Commonwealth, but you know Far Harbor better than anyone. Okay? Just don't expect me to be nice. I'm hoping that you just don't kill everyone. That's all I'm asking. This is when pretty much Elder Maxon comes in. Outstanding, soldier. You actually managed to find him. When Elder Max is about to go near him, Izuku growls menacingly. So then and Farrelly. Sorry, Elder. He's not nice is the best way of saying it. And I can see that. Anyway, I hope he won't be too feral to us. Sorry, I tried everything to convince him to be nice. It's pretty much shit. And it's not gonna work. The best thing to do is just stay on his good side, which he does not. He even kept holding on to the Pridwin for a dear life. If he was holding on to the side. What? Scared of a little turbulence? You expect me to trust your little milk drinkers to fly in that thing? Milk drinkers? That's why you come at me, little sheep, and I get to show you other things what I can do to you. I don't have time for this. Now, this is when he hears, dude, calm down, okay? Look, I get it. You don't trust the vault. It's only until the mission. That is all. Okay? Fine. Let's just get this over with. Well, that's the best thing you can technically ask him to say. So he's not going to say anything else. Nope. And believe me, I've tried everything to at least convince him not to be, well, evil. Well, rude. Good luck with that. He's gonna be rude. There's nothing else he knows but being rude. And believe me, I tried. Anyway, maybe why don't we give you some power? Sorry, that ain't working. What? We may have made a deal. He's not allowed to wear power armor. He said that it's too sheepy. Sheepy? What is that supposed to mean? Oh, for the love of... He think it's for the weak. Remember, he is from Far Harbor. I already do not like this guy. But if we didn't need him, I'd be happy. be just to shoot him. This is when Izuku walks off. Where are you going? I'm going to bed. The bed is... And this when he just takes and lands on wherever the fuck. Why am I not surprised? Is there a way to convince him to sleep inside? Nope. Oh, he's a lot of things. Stubborn bastard is one of them. Unfortunately. But he's a good guy. How do you know? You've only been traveling with him a couple of days. Call it a hunch. Anyway. Hey, come along, big guy. Hey, come along, big guy. Where are we going? We're going inside. Why? Because you'll probably get trampled on by other people who wear sheepy armor. Fair enough. Izuku, this one, Elder Max is thinking, okay, just gotta think what he thinks. That is all. That's it. That's all I really gotta convince him. Heck, all I gotta do is just convince him not to kill everyone. That's the best thing to do. Alright, big guy. Let's do this. And this is when he starts walking over. And this is when they manage to enter the place. And he sees everyone. Look, you don't have to like him. Just do us a favor and don't kill anyone. Especially don't kill them in their sleep. Heap, okay? Fine. Where am I sleeping? Okay, since I already know you're going to be trying to kill everyone that you see, you're going to be sleeping with me. I hope you're okay with that, okay? Fine. When they get to their room, when they get at the Paladin Dance's room, what? I expected something else. And this one Paladin Dance is thinking, I swear, if he's expecting me to literally have like a humongous flag of the Elder, then he's probably freaking getting more judgmental than the others. What were you expecting? I was just expecting something else. I wasn't expecting this. Izuku, this one in Dance's raised an eyebrow. Okay, now you got my attention. What were you expecting? Dang. I was actually expecting this place to look like a dump or having too many guns that have been and not used. But I was wrong. The place looks clean. A compliment from Izuku. That's a first. Don't get used to it. Oh, I'm not. When they both decide to take a nap, aren't you a little uncomfortable sleeping on that? This is nothing. Have you ever slept inside of Have you ever slept inside a Yao Guai's stomach? Izuku's thinking that. You know, fair point. He can't. He can't even get mad at that because it's the truth. Oof. With Izuku, the next morning, along with everyone else, they wake up. Wha- Yeah, wakey, big guy. When the elders just jumped hearing that one. What the fuck was that? Relax, you guys. It was just Izuku yawning. That was not a yawn. Well, that sounded like a demon from hell. He probably just woke up. Give him a minute.
You're not a simp for that stuff.
Look, how about you just come up? Well, anyway, this one here, good you two are up. Izuku, down. Apparently, he does not like me that much. Well, you two technically didn't go off on the right foot, nor did you two really go off on the wrong foot. If that's even a thing to say, then what do you suggest? Just don't piss him off. Even you could do that, can you? You could not piss him off. Very funny. Wait, Paladin dance. Are you? I'm suggesting, sir. He's not really in a kind mood.
Strangely weak.
And you know that. Besides, let's just tell us the mission, sure. Your mission is to locate an ancient relic and give him back to us. Alright. Wait. That's the mission, then let's get to it. Alright, shall we? Izuku now walking up. And he's just walking with a paladin dance. Okay, at least I know he'll actually be semi-nice, is the word that I would say. But I can't trust him I can't leave him with people. Especially can't leave him with him. I mean, it's just gonna end up with a bloodshed. I know that's for damn sure. Alright, big guy, come on. Izuku walks with Paladin Dance. Now, over the past years, Izuku has actually, and strangely, has gotten bigger and bigger. He's now around the height of a super mutant. But they know he's human. Now, we also get to the point where Paladin Dance was found out to be a courser. It turns out to be found out a synth. But Izuku, I'm going to do the alternate ending, and even challenge Elder Max. If he wins, Elder Maxon goes back to his eldership and leaves them alone. Paladin Dance was actually surprised, or Dance from now on, was shocked to hear this. And they've been doing this for years. So Elder Maxon and Izuku fought. Elder Maxon may have the training, but Izuku had the durability. And what Elder Maxon doesn't know is that Izuku took a big risk and put a psycho into his system. So pretty much he is punching twice as hard and hitting twice as fast. Paladin Dance, who is now Elder Maxon, who is pretty much now having a broken jaw, Izuku grabs his arm And by the way, Izuku has size on his side too, because they didn't say it was a fight with fisticuffs. This is when Izuku just punches this Elder Max and right in the gut, making him cough up blood. Ugh. And Izuku just starts whamming on him. And breaking his nose, breaking his jaw, and even breaking his leg. And this one he just throws him. Izuku calms down. Izuku, Maxim. This is when he says, Captain. Wait, you called me Captain. You have my respect. That's why. And this is when they hear something, a microphone, but it's Russian. They look up to see that. Oh, crap. Is that the Pridwin? No, it's Russian. Wait, Russian? What are Russians doing here? Now that's a question, and I wish I didn't have the answer to. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, you know something about this? I wish I didn't. Okay, then can you mind explaining a little bit? Here's the best scenario. Oh, it's the Brotherhood of Blood, I think. It's been a while since I've seen them. What are they? Think the Brotherhood of Steel, military tactics, but they have the bloodlust of a gun. They have the bloodlust of a person, but the cruelty of a gunner. So they're like raiders? No. They're only here for one thing and one thing only. To conquer the Commonwealth. Oh, you think the Institute may have done it? I doubt it. But the Institute don't speak Russian. And judging by their synths, I don't think they had any contacts with the Russians either. Besides, they're not here for them. They're here for me. What? Why are they here for you? I trust you to tell you. But let's get far away from that blimp. Now. Okay. They managed to get far away from the blimp. And I'm going to say they went to... Let me check the map on my game. They went to the... What's the best place for doing? They traveled very far, so they would travel to get away from the ship. They traveled to... let's see. Here we go. Red Rocket Truck Stop. Yeah, that's how far they went away from that. Did we have to get that far? Trust me. We're safe for now. No, that blimp isn't going anywhere. Not anytime soon, anyway. So, I'm taking a guess it has something to do that you're twice the size of everything, and you are literally like a giant behemoth. Yup, it does. I'm actually one of the first successful, super mutants. Wait, super mutants? Wait, are you like a super mutant? Yes and no. Yes, I am a super mutant, but I don't have their brutality and their savagery. I actually have the intelligence of any normal person. The only difference is I can control it. I can actually control my bloodlust. Other super mutants would not see me like that. No, normal super mutants anyway. Some will just think of me as a super mutant hybrid or something. But that's about it. They wouldn't see me as anything else. Until it was too late. Wait, what do you mean too late? Are you saying that this ain't the first time? That Brotherhood of Blood. If I call that something else, then my bad. The Brotherhood of Blood has been after me for years. Why? Because I managed to get away. That's how I managed to get away. By pure or coincidence is the best way of saying it. That's why they're after me. I'm the first ever super mutant to actually get out of there. What about your brothers and sisters, your other people? The green ones are not my people, and also I could care less about the other super mutants. I'm not here to bring order or any of that. I'm here to survive, that's it. Plus, I kinda knew you were a synth. What? Why didn't you... Izuku gives him the look. Oh, right. It would have been not that agreeable to accept. Exactly. That's why I kept my mouth shut. Because I knew you were going to react like that. I knew you were going to jump the gun, literally. And accuse me of trying to kill you. Okay, is there anything we should worry about this Brotherhood of Blood? My mother runs the place. Your mother? Wait a minute. Like your biological mom? The one that gave birth to you? Yes. The reason I'm intelligent because my father was an actual super mutant. Oh, so it was not coincidence that she's here. No. She's probably with her sister, Stars and Stripes. Stars and who? Her commander. She's also a super mutant. But with my DNA. Apparently she would have been known as my sister, but I didn't want that. I never did. Unfortunately, she came to me, and she still called me brother, even though she knew I didn't want to. And she knew. She just went to me just to piss me off. And she knows it. Have you ever tried telling her to back off? Believe me, if it was that simple, I would have done it by now, but I didn't. And also, I don't know if I can. And something like that ain't easy to just say, back off or you die. Besides, she's a stubborn goat. That woman's probably in her head thinking, my son's in danger and I've done nothing to protect him, I'm a terrible mother. Mostly something stupid. Ah, so you really don't get along with her. Me and Midnight getting along. It's like asking me not to kick that little shit's ass. So you can imagine the standard thing we think. Do I really need to go into details? Nope. But anywho, how do we run them off? You can't just run them off. We gotta hide. A lot better than we are doing now. What do you suggest? Well, my third suggestion would be to run away and pretty much don't look back, but I know that's not going to work. Not by the long shot. The best thing to do is to literally just stalk up and hope for the best. And hope that these people are stupid enough not to follow us. Will they? Knowing her, she's not dumb, but she's also not that smart. So the chances of her following us is still going to be high. So you can imagine how that's going to work. And how much fun it's going to be, too, when I break her. Besides, we're done talking. What do you mean? They're here. And this one they just see Brother of Blood armor. Their armor is a little bit similar to the Gunner's armor, except with the logo being a skull of about a sword with a teardrop dripping down on the sword with a puddle on it, and also the hammer sickle thing and Logan off. This one they say something in Russian. Shit. Do you have any idea what they're saying? Sorry, I don't speak Russian anymore. Hell, I haven't heard Russian in so long, it's not even funny. Like, seriously. What brings your kind here anyway? He points at Izuku. Fucking course. I'm taking a guess he's not here for a social call. No. Looks like we're gonna have to fight. Wait. What makes you think? And this one Izuku just shoots the guy in the head. Okay, looks like we're fighting. Hey. And this one they start fighting. They pretty much between get sword blade, and well, bullet to bullet. Bullets are flying everywhere, and Izuku's dodging them as the best he could and moving around. Oh, pretty much like a psychopath. But Izuku, being the stubbornness, he takes them on pretty easily.
Hey,
Izuku takes them down.
requests.
I bet you do. Anyway, you okay? I mean, this one they pretty much managed to take him down. That was not what I expected. I never seen such armor. And the way they fought, it was not human. Of course it wasn't. They had the patience to hold it off. These are new and improved ones. Have you noticed that their that their bodies are also a little bit taller than usual? Yeah, I noticed that. Have any idea what that means? It means they're still continuing the project. Project? Oh. So how are they even doing that? Like, there's no more super mutants. I wasn't the first one born. I was just the first one to be stable. And not a fucking pussy addicted slut. Oh. So there was more. A lot more. That's half the reason why I moved to the Commonwealth. People will just think I'm some super mutant with a different color. Or, well, until this shit happened. And so you're saying that we're gonna have to get out of here. We don't need to get out of here. We have to get out of here. More are coming. Okay. This one he just activates a blade. This one he just throws a gun. Fun. Why are you... That gun and reacts to a reactor core. Oh, shit. Yeah, we should move. They move, and pretty much this is when the freaking reactor core, the fusion core, just blows up. Killing half of the men. Alright, let's go. Oh. They managed to leave further and further away from the place. The more they gotten further, the more they pretty much managed to get away. Okay, is there a way to get them out of there? Only one way to get away from them is to fake my death. Or kill Inko. Are you able to handle that? I never really trusted my mother, nor did I care for her. So to answer your question, then yeah, I'm okay killing my mom. Always hated the bitch. You never was a big fan of her, are you? Pfft. Being a fan of her? What a joke. Anyway, we should get moving. Right. When they started to move around the Commonwealth, well, they constantly moved and moved. This is when their relationship grew tighter. They actually started to date more. When he got done. But before Izuku can even move on, this is when they hear, ah, shit. Hello there, brother. I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Hello there, Stripes. What? Not gonna call me sister? You're never my sister to begin with. You're just an annoying fucking replica of me. Your powers literally came from me. But I'm not your brother. Never has, never will be. Hey, Mother's been worried about you. That's not my mom. Oh, that's a crazy lunatic. Who think that the world should be turned into hybrid super mutants. Even I know that's a stupid ass idea. Anyway, if you're here to try to bring me back, well, it ain't happening. I ain't going back. Nor do I intend to. So you might as well just get that idea out of your head. So the best way for you to actually do that is to literally kill me. Well, Mom did say she could clone you. Yeah, you know what she also said? What? You were easily predictable. And this when Izuku just shoots her in the knee. Ah! Dance. Dance. This one need to see it be one of the men. This when Izuku holds a nuke. A fat man. The same type of fat man that can destroy an entire settlement. I wonder what would happen when you mix. He pulls out a cryo pin. A cryo with it. And also, well, a landmine. He points at the landmine he strapped to his chest. Well, because this one's extremely unstable. And you need me alive, correct? So, catch! He throws both of them, and then Mutant immediately lets go to Dance, and this is when she tries to grab the nuke, but Izuku just shoots the cryo up, and Izuku managed to get Dance out of there after he threw the mine to his sister's hand. This is when he flips her off and says, "See you in hell!" You frickin'... And he managed to get them out of the way. I think we lost them. You sure? Wait, you sure? Yeah, we lost them. Whew. As a matter of fact, they're dead. Yeah, I can believe that. Is there a chance of your sibling even surviving that? Surviving what? The blast? No, doubt it. She's sturdy, but she ain't no nuke-proof. She's probably dead by now. Oh, that nuke could literally incinerated a lot of things. Besides, that was no tiny nuke either. I see. Well, at least we survived. Agreed. Now then. Why don't we go somewhere else? What do you have in mind? Well, I got two options. We can either A, continue traveling, or we can go back to Far Harbor. What do you suggest? This one he hears, how about Far Harbor? It's the best thing we can do, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. Far Harbor is also full of radiation. It can hide our... well... Oh, I get it now. Good. But then we know where to go. Oh, back to Far Harbor. But before we can do that, we need to send a message to the Brother of Blood. They're going to continue looking for me unless we put the message that I am an enemy and not missing. How do you do that? Simple. We go to the base, shoot their leader, and they'll return home. Is it really that simple? Well, it's like the Pridwin. I kill the leader, right in front of everyone without hesitation. They'll see me as the enemy. But due to them being leaderless, the mutants up there are stupid as hell. They're like the synths. They take orders. I kill the leader, I get my day. Where do you think we should meet? Back at the docks. That's the best suggestion to do. As a matter of fact, it's the best. What are you doing? I don't know. Thought you were going to ask me a question.
Making sure the doors unlocked and the path is clear.
Alright. But like I said, all I gotta do is just cure their leader, and pretty much they'll be dealt with. Like I said, the super mutants are dumb as hell. Well, these versions. Alright, but where can we find them? No need. They find us. What makes you... Izuku points up and he just sees the vehicle. Oh, crap. That's a helicopter that's holding a minigun, and not the kind we want to get shot at. Do we come in willingly, or... Technically, we don't have a choice because they're surrounding us. How did they even get near us, stealth boys? Oh. Do we? That's half the reason why. How come you didn't tell anyone? Well, number one, and I didn't really smell them. That's the worst part about my super mutant people. They're, well, you know. Great. Okay, let's do this. You ready? Ready. Good. Alright, we're coming in willingly. Lee, just don't shoot. This is when pretty much they get into the ship. This is when Izuku, what the... They don't know, but they thought they took their weapons, but Izuku hit a switchblade. Hello there, Izuku. What do you want, Midnight? I want you to return home. And if I refuse, then your boyfriend dies. Your choice. Then come here. She comes to her son. So, you're actually embracing... Like hell, I'm gonna believe you. This is when Izuku just puts the switchblade to her throat and really just rips it. The blade breaks as soon as it hits half of the throat. She tries to hold it, but Izuku, who holds her arms up, and she just gasps for air. The knife, obviously the artery. I know a knife to the throat is not really the quickest death, but you kind of deserve a slow-ass death after what you did to me. I know what you're probably thinking. First my sister, now you. Any loathsome I won't kill? Well, if the boy, they can't follow orders. They need a follower. And with you dead, that's a clear message. Well, I'd love to see you in hell, but I think we both know that's not where you're going, due to your religion. So see you wherever the fuck you go. He drops the corpse, and she's now still gasping. She tries to grab Izuku's leg to prevent him from leaving, but Izuku just walks away. Grabs Paladin Dance. Come on, sweetie. We're going to Far Harbor. Where do you think I can go? With your training, might be useful to pull against the gulpers and monsters. Mostly we'll just live at my granddad's house. You ever told you that my granddad's the one who followed me? Here's a question for you, Izuku, though. How do you remember all? You've been raised by Longfellow, haven't you? Yup. Then how do you know about them experimenting on you? Let's just say they did the same thing with the synths. Reincarnated. I was brought back to life more than once with the memories. God. Yep. Well, in that case, no wonder you were an ass when we first met. I mean, if that happened to me, I'd probably have the same reaction. Good. Because, that's gonna be a while. Anyway. Let's might as well get used to this. When they got done, and they managed to get back to Far Harbor, with their clan ending. Hey, babe. Yeah? You okay? Yeah, it's just, you sure this is an okay place to raise kids? I mean, trust me when I say this. This Far Harbor is literally the best place. Besides, it's not like they're gonna go anywhere. Also, it's gonna be a one pain in the butt Not to get through all this. They won't be able to find us. At least not too soon. And we be long dead before they even discover our radiation. Alright. So, who's the kid? By the way, that's when he sees the baby. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I found him on our porch. Oh. Cute. What are we gonna name him? What do you think? Longfellow. After the guy who raised me. He does have those eyes. Let's get back in the cabin. Agreed. A couple of centuries passed. And pretty much with Izuku, who is now on God knows how old. And that's how I met your father. And there he is. Wunderbar. Anyway, Zuko. Anyway, that's enough of stories. Alright, Dad. Well, see you in the morning. We got a nightcrawler to hunt. Dad, you sure you can still hunt? You're literally 95. I'm 50 by now. Oh, but why wait so long to finally tell me all this? Just in case the brother of blood comes to find you, son. That's why. You gotta be ready. And that's about it. And oh, at least I know what we're having for dinner. Anywho, as I said, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Sorry if the origins took a lot more space than I thought. I wasn't expecting the frickin' lore of the Brotherhood of Steel to actually be 20 minutes. Next time I'll just do the timeliner guy. So, as I said before, I hope you all enjoyed the video. This has been Dunkel Dylan here, God of Chaos, and I will see you in the next vid. Probably after lunch.